What's up, everybody? It's me, the Jester Gambler. In today's video, we're going to be kind of discussing, does puppet mirrors actually determine your skill as a puppet master? Does it help you any? Is it worth actually investing your time in puppet mirrors, etc., etc.? So today, that's what we're going to go over by. Um, Real quick about my opinion on puppet mirrors before I kind of go on to anything else. Because I kind of want to put my opinion out there first, and then normally instead of the last part of the video, I want to do this one first for a reason. So I don't really know to say on this matter. I am not good at puppet mirrors myself. I'm not really even a top tier. I am one of the puppet masters. Like I am one of the big ones in Storm 4. If definitely top 3, top 4. I'm not saying I'm one of the top the best puppet masters, but I'm definitely known. Um, but I personally, um, I do not think so. Um, I think it does help a lot learning not only puppets and learning your maximum of your character, but it does help you learn to control the field better. So yeah, it does improve your puppet play a lot. I do agree with that. I do agree, and I do say that puppet mirrors is something that, even how much I hate puppet mirrors and I hate fighting puppets myself, fight with a puppet, um, it's definitely something at least worth learning, because it's definitely a whole other, ball game when you're using puppets playing another puppet. So I definitely say it's worth learning. I definitely say, give it a try, and you may like it, you may not. Some people do, some people don't. I absolutely hate that. I do not like puppet mirrors. I get sick easily, and being on the screen for too long makes me extremely sick. And puppet mirrors is really hard for me to keep track of, um, because of the motion sickness. So yeah, I my true opinion is it doesn't determine your skill as a puppet master. Like there's certain people that I can beat, and then there's certain people that I can't beat. But there might be certain, I should have said my at the beginning, my bad. And then there might be people that Shizo can beat that I can't beat, and then there's people that I can beat that he can't beat. Say for example. But if we did a puppet mirror first of five, well, in our first of fives, he beat me. So he is a better Storm 4. Uh, he is not Storm 4. I'm sorry, but he is a better puppet master and me in puppet mirrors according to those first of fives. But is he better than me as a puppet master as a whole? I mean, honestly, from his record, yes, I do think he is a better puppet master than me. But my point is, um, some people might even argue that. Like, I've had some people argue that, since I can actually beat mashers, or I tend to beat like high level mashers when I was in my competitive days, and when my controller wasn't when I actually had a good controller and wasn't motion sickness, and when I was playing, I was beating top level players, especially people who were known to mash. So, but Shizo could not beat those people. As well as I have a much better record than him when it comes to not only CBs, but overall when it comes to people. Um, well, I don't know. That one, actually, he might actually beat me on that one. I've played a lot of people, and so has he. So I'm not entirely sure. But the whole point is, I know during my time that I played, a lot of people compared us. But in our first of fives, which I think we even had a first of 10 and a first of 5, he did beat me. So he would be considered a better puppet master. But there's certain people I know I can beat that he can't, or at least during that time. So you see what I mean there? Is it gets really tricky with puppet masters and puppet mirrors, because that's the only example of Shiza. Like I can also give the example of like Seraphy versus me, or maybe Seraphy versus let's go on like Xbox. Right now I think the top 2 best puppet masters, I think, is Kensoku and Kariyami, maybe Seraphy. um, I'm not entirely sure, so you guys correct me if I'm wrong or what. um, but I know Kenzoku is probably the best puppet master. But when he comes over here, right, would he be the best puppet master in Puppet Mirrors? Most likely, or at least one of them. But would he be the best against other normal characters? Well, I don't know that myself. So that's what I'm saying is it's really tricky to really talk about this and give a true, like, definite answer. So that's my opinion on it. Now let's talk about basically, is it a good idea or does it really determine your skill set? Well, yes. Um, Even regardless of my opinion, let's take away my opinion, I do think it does really show your skill set as a puppet master, because you can't say you're a puppet master and not be good against other puppet masters, right? Like, you can't be like, oh, I mean, I can beat top players, but I can't beat other puppet masters. But those puppet masters can't beat top players, but they can beat me in puppet mirrors. I don't find that good logic. You know what I mean? If you're a puppet master and you want to learn puppets, fighting against puppets is part of the game. I hate to admit it. God, trust me, I hate puppet mirrors. So you can ask anyone in the fucking community. I don't fight against a lot of puppet masters, believe it or not. And it's not because of no, it's only simply because there's the motion sickness of doing puppet mirrors makes me sick, but I hate puppet mirrors. I absolutely hate them. So I will say that Shizo overall is a better puppet master than me, because he beat me in first of fives and puppet mirrors, as well as he has a record of beating a lot more tougher players than me. So yes, he would be a better puppet master than me, but a lot of people still know me and consider me better since they don't know who Shizo is. So there's also that factor. Is there's the front of it where a lot of people, what they see on the screen, but they don't know behind the scenes, right? Like, a lot of people don't know who really Kenzoku is unless you're on Xbox side. A lot of people might not even know who Mato is, and he's the that's the name in the puppet community. Um, there's what the fuck is his name? Silver. I don't know if he's really known in the other side of the EU, but in the public community we know him. Grosh, I'm glad he's starting to get more notice, but again, he was, in the public community we knew him. Same with, like, Art of Puppetry or Joanne. Like, I don't think a lot of people know who he is, but the public community we do. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I'm just going based off of what I think. I'm not entirely sure. I haven't really asked around and stuff like that. But my point is, yes, it is important. It is worthless in my opinion. In my opinion, because I hate them. So I'm biased. But in a non-biased point, absolutely they are necessary. I don't think, like, they're going to improve your gameplay against normal characters 100%, because, look, if fighting against a puppet, you're not experiencing fighting against normal characters, and fighting against regs is different, especially against people that use regulars that know all the, like, the jutsu switch tech, the grab buffer, the combo buffer, whatever you want to call it. I don't remember what they call it. And et cetera, and know what they're doing. It's really hard against puppets, especially in this game, to deal with pressure and deal with constant, in your face. You see Adrian right here going in my face constantly with last Sasuke, and I couldn't do anything and then he switched to a puppet, and then I won. So it's it's just like one of the things, like, I have a hard time kind of explaining, other than, yes, it is important, but it is something you definitely got to learn as a puppet master. It's something, if you're gonna if you're gonna be a puppet master, you're gonna fight other puppets. It's just, we're all connected that way. So um that's basically this video, guys. Is, yeah, in a summary, in my opinion, in a biased way, yes, I do not like puppet mirrors, and I think they're worthless. I think they're confusing. They make me sick, and I've never had fun with them, and I have a harder time even than I did a few years ago, because of the condition is getting worse. I'm not going to explain more, but basically, really bad motion sickness. But in a actual competitive sense, in a non-biased opinion, yes, puppet mirrors are necessary. They definitely help improve your puppet gameplay 100%. Well, not 100%, but definitely a lot. Um, You know, they this shows you a lot more what other puppets can do, what your limits are, what options you have, and it shows you a lot more strategy and gameplay you could do, and you can even mix some of the gameplay because you do have to play kind of differently against puppets when you're using a puppet, right? Because you have to fight differently when you're using puppets or when you're fighting against puppets in general using regs. But imagine puppets with puppets, right? It's a whole other ball game. But you can see here, Adrian, he's not using just puppets, but he's switch teching and he's actually doing more where traditionally it would just be puppets versus puppets. So he's using his options and he's doing it quite nicely. So this is what I'm saying is here, I would not say that he's a better puppet master than me. I will never, I won't say that. But I will say that because he's doing puppet mirrors and he doesn't know what to do, he's using a lot more strategy and he's using his brain a lot more. So it makes you think a lot more when you're fighting against other puppets. So yeah, I do think it's absolutely necessary um, to learn puppet mirrors. If you're gonna say you're a puppet master, you're gonna have to do it. This is part of the game. So thank you guys for watching. It's the Jester Gambler. Um, if you guys enjoyed this video, just comment, and I kind of would appreciate more shares. I'm trying to get more out there. I want to start, like I said, I want to upload more, and if I can get upload consistently for at least a few months, then I'll definitely consider buying a streaming set and actually my own desktop and shit like that. So so I've been wanting to for years. Like people have been hearing me talk about it, and I've been saying, yeah, I'm gonna get this, and I still haven't, and stuff like that. And that's just because I'm not consistent with my own uploads, and I'm not consistent with my own schedule. So that's the main reason. But if I can continue doing this and if I can be consistent and get more out there and get not even known, but like get more views and get more attention, then I would definitely appreciate that, and I would definitely try to work forward to upgrading. So this is a Jester Gambler. I'm heading out. Thank you guys for watching.